Hello everyone, my name is Eric and I'm excited to introduce myself today as a potential English tutor. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm originally from the United States and currently living in the southwest part of the country. One of my greatest passions is sports. In fact, during my college years at Penn State University, I dedicated a significant amount of my time to the judo club that was there. I was taught by a three-time collegiate national champion from Japan, who was our coach. And I learned a lot about discipline, teamwork, perseverance, qualities that are crucial not just in sports, but I think also in learning as well. So academically, I graduated from Penn State with a degree in civil engineering, and that speaks to my dedication to problem solving and continuous learning, which I consider myself to be. I'm always a student. I feel like I'm a professional student for most of my life. And now what really drives me though is traveling. I really love traveling. I've been fortunate enough to explore Europe and Asia. In 2001, I went on a 2.5 month trip to Europe, in which I went to places like England, France, Spain, Italy, Austria, and the Netherlands. And during that trip, I was able to use my Spanish that I learned during college and in my high school years, uh, which was incredible. It really woke me up. I was amazed by the fact that it changed the experience so much that, in fact, I lingered in Spain for 2 weeks when I spent a little less time in other countries because I was so encouraged by the fact that I could get around with the language skills. And as I was there and immersed in the language itself, reading every single sign and every single transport indicator was all in Spanish. I started to really enjoy the experience of not only the immersion of myself in the language, but also able to communicate with others in that language. And I think that really sparked in either further motivation in myself and a desire to continue this process of language learning. And so my adventures in Asia also took me to places like Taiwan, Shanghai, Beijing, Thailand, and of course Japan, where I had a fantastic time snowboarding up in Hokkaido, outside of a town called Niseko, Japan, up there. And on my way to Japan, I had learned Mandarin, so I had learned enough to get through all the formalities of going through customs and things like that, and getting through airports. And not only that, but getting cabs and also going to hotels and reserving restaurants and things like that. So I really was very motivated by my ability to communicate with the Chinese people in Mandarin, which was amazing for me. And I also did that in Taiwan as well. I went from Taipei in the northern part of the country down to Kenting in the south, and enjoyed great experiences there, communicating with people in Mandarin, which was fantastic. And I think that language is a two-way street. So I feel like in a way I'll be learning probably as much as my students will be. And I think that's an amazing part of the whole process, which really motivates me and excites me about teaching in general. I really love doing that. Right now I'm diving into French, and I've taken 2 trips to France, both to the provincial areas, outside of the main metropolitan areas. So the ability of the people to speak English decreases, of course, as you get out of the heavier metropolitan areas where there's a lot more tourists. And in fact, in this last trip, it was with my mother and I, and we were hiking on the Robert Louis Stevenson Trail in France, GR70. And we got to this particular little bed and breakfast way out in the countryside where the owner had a issue trying to figure out the bill and how much we owed her, and where to put our baggage for the company that was taking our bags from one town to the other, because we were hiking 16 to 20 kilometers in between towns. So it was nicer for the company to take our bags from one city to the other or one town to the other as we were going through the countryside. So there was some issues there, and I was able to resolve it with the amount of French that I had learned throughout the course of an entire year, from the last trip that I went on a year before to the current trip that went on this year itself. I dedicated myself to spending at least 15 minutes and then also up to a couple hours at a time during the day to immerse myself in French. And I did this with apps like Duolingo and podcasts on YouTube and watching movies and also television series in French with subtitles. So really dedicated myself to it. I felt like that year of preparation from one trip to the other really enhanced, in particular, that conversation which we had to resolve with this particular host of a bed and breakfast way out in the countryside of provincial France. So I was really happy that that was able to get resolved that way. And so basically, whether you're looking to unlock the mysteries of English or embark on your own language learning adventure, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. I can't wait to meet you and help you to achieve your language goals, and together I think we'll make this learning process enjoyable and rewarding. Thank you for considering me as your English teacher, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you online and sharing with you the joys of language learning. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.